can't keep doing the same thing over and over and expect a different result. That's called insanity. Change ain't coming, tell the people change is here. We taking what is ours, we ain't never scared. We gonna fight for our rights, ain't no backing out. The Bahamas loving how we got this real blackout. Taking our country back, not living so hopeless. Vote for Lincoln Bain, our Bohemian Moses. A real leader coming with the vision and the plans. Let's take a stand, every Bohemian woman, child, and man. The people can't be crying and hurting and jobless. Don't be fooled, y'all know the parties that cause this. Vote for COI for changing the office. We fighting for our rights and our natural resources. The people can't be crying and hurting and jobless. Don't be fooled, y'all know the parties that cause this. Vote for COI for the change in the office. We fighting for our rights for our natural resources. Yeah. Stand up and make a change. Yeah. For Bohemians everywhere. We gonna make a change. Change is here. We gotta quit with tradition and let's go forward a mission to build a better Bahamas for all the children that live in. They sell our country and land and give it to all the foreigners. Keep Bohemians suppressed because they think we're not good enough. But we're making a stand, throw up a fist with our hands. Stand united as one nation under the sun. We the people fighting for the new Bahamas. We bring the facts, but they wanna bring the drama. They can go and put a sign on every corner, but the cry of the people will be louder. Stand up and make a change. For Bohemians everywhere. We gonna make a change. Change is here. Stand up and make a change. For Bohemians everywhere. We gonna make a change. Change is here. Can't keep doing the same thing over and over and expect a different result. That's called insanity. Change ain't coming, tell the people change is here. We taking what is ours, we ain't never scared. We gonna fight for our rights, ain't no backing out. The Bahamas loving how we got this real blackout. Taking our country back, not living so hopeless. Vote for Lincoln Bain, our Bohemian Moses. A real leader coming with the vision and the plans. Let's take a stand, every Bohemian woman, child, and man. The people can't be crying and hurting and jobless. Don't be fooled, y'all know the parties that cause this. Vote for COI for changing the office. We fighting for our rights and our natural resources. The people can't be crying and hurting and jobless. Don't be fooled, y'all know the parties that cause this. Vote for COI for the change in the office. We fighting for our rights for our natural resources. Yeah. Stand up and make a change. Yeah. For Bohemians everywhere. We gonna make a change. Change is here. We gotta quit with tradition and let's go forward a mission to build a better Bahamas for all the children that live in. They sell our country and land and give it to all the foreigners. Keep Bohemians suppressed because they think we're not good enough. But we're making a stand, throw up a fist with our hands. Stand united as one nation under the sun. We the people fighting for the new Bahamas. We bring the facts, but they wanna bring the drama. They can go and put a sign on every corner, but the cry of the people will be louder. Stand up and make a change. For Bohemians everywhere. We gonna make a change. Change is here. Stand up and make a change. For Bohemians everywhere. We gonna make a change. Change is here.
Good afternoon, everybody. You know what to do when you get in here, and that's do what's on the screen right now. That is share, share, share. We have to get the word out. You know that the media in this country has decided that they don't want the truth to be spread in this country. And so, of course, they are suppressing the truth. Many media houses have been instructed not to allow me to be on their shows. And some of the news don't have refused to cover me because they know what we're interested in talking about. And that's our natural resources, and that's our Bahamians benefiting from our natural resources and putting Bahamians first in this country. And so we need to get the word out. And so to do that, you have to participate. And that's do what you can to get this out. Please take the time if you're on here to share, share, share. If you're on here, please take a few minutes and share this broadcast. We have a lot to talk about today, and we have a serious, serious issue to talk about today. I see the topic that they put up there. They talked about the young girl and his abduction, and what we mean that it wasn't done properly. And that's what we mean by that. But I'll get to that in a second. We have a country where people are hurting, people are suffering more than you can even imagine. I've gone around over the Christmas holidays, and people were sad. Many people were saying that this was their worst holiday ever. People were sad and depressed. I sat a breakfast spot, and as I sat in my car and looked at all the people who were crowded around the window and standing around waiting for their orders, not one person had a smile on their face. And I want you to pay attention to this when you go out. I want you to look at Bahamians. Not one person had a smile on their face. Everyone was staring into the distance. No one was talking to each other. Normally, if you get Bahamians around each other, they'll start talking about something or the other. They'll greet one another. And that's what I noticed. And this was during the Christmas holidays. People were sad, even up to was yesterday. I went to the same breakfast spot, and there was a young lady there, and she was just staring into the distance. And I said, wow. I said, you're in deep thought. She said, yeah. I told her about my experience, that so many people are like that. When you pull on the light on the side of someone, look at them. People seem to be stressed. Something is going on. People need some kind of hope. We need a country that works. We need a message of hope. We need some light at the end of the tunnel. We're tired of just surviving. It's time for us to thrive. It's time for us to be put first in our country, because we are somebody and we can be something. But it's like Bahamians are always held back by our own people and our own system and our own culture. I would like to take this time to give my condolences to all of the family and friends of Sidney Poitier. He is a family member of mine. I think my granddaddy was his first cousin. And he is a very well-known person. People call him a Bahamian. He's not necessarily Bahamian. He wasn't born in the Bahamas. He calls himself an American. And, but he has Bahamian roots, just like Beyonce. Her father is a Bahamian. And the proud thing for me about Sidney Poitier is that finally, we can see a Bahamian who the world knows. In my opinion, Bahamas, I'm going to get to what we're going to get to in a minute. In my opinion, more than 90% of Bahamians are extremely talented and gifted. And I say extremely, on another level. Even the distracted ones, the young men in gangs, if you really sit down and look at them, they are extremely talented. The only thing missing for us is opportunities in our country. Sidney Poitier had to go to another country to get opportunities. Miles Monroe, who's arguably just as well known around the world as Sidney Poitier, had to go away, to get opportunities. Why can't we have opportunities in our own country? We need to touch on some of this today, Bahamas. We need to stop ducking and dodging from this. This is real. This is a reality. Why can't we have a country that works for us? I'm sick of this. We need a country where Bahamians are first. We need a country where we can get rid of corruption. We're going to start talking about that today. We had so much to talk about today. We wanted to talk about the immigration crisis that's going on. And you notice no one in government is talking about it, not the government nor the opposition. There's an immigration crisis. Boats are landing in this country, and we are being flooded with immigrants in this country. We wanted to talk about that today. Hopefully we could get to that sometime at the end of this. But there's a crisis and no one is touching it. Not the government, not the opposition. Nobody is touching it. While our Bahamas is going to others. While others are benefiting from our Bahamas. While it's being flooded. While people are building homes in our country in ways and in places that we can't build homes in our country. They're building on our crown land while we can't get crown land. We can't even get an answer for the application that we paid for. We got to do something in this country, Bahamas. We need real change in this country. I wanted to talk today about the hotel workers who are being forced to work in certain conditions. Hotel workers who can't get their pay from a big corporation, but no one is there to stand up for them.
Talking about Atlantis?
I'm talking about Atlantis. I'm talking about hotel workers who are being forced to work amongst vaccinated co-workers who are not being tested, but are still coming to work with the disease because they're not tested and then spreading the disease, giving it to other persons, and they're taking it home to their families. It makes zero sense, the policies that we have right now. I want to talk about that, but maybe we'll talk about that a little later because we got an important other subject to talk about. We got some children to save.
That's right.
I wanted to talk about how I saw the opposition start to talk about how there's widespread layoffs, they're saying by the government. I wanted to talk about how could they have the gall to even think about talking about that, when the first thing that the administration did was start massive layoffs. Massive layoffs, that's the first thing they did. Now you have the Pintard administration coming up and talking about massive layoffs by the Progressive Liberal Party. We're tired of the back and forth. The same thing over and over and repeatedly. Nothing is changing. We wanted to talk about that Junkanoo fail, that embarrassment. The first major fail of this administration, unless you count the carnival. Why couldn't talented Bahamians at ZNS be allowed to do what they've been doing for years and years and years? Is it because someone was getting a kickback? Why is it such a secret who got the contract for the Junkanoo recording?
A secret.
Who got the contract?
They haven't made that.
I haven't heard it. Have you?
No.
Have anyone on here heard it? I haven't heard it. Why is it? Why didn't they just say these are the people who did it, and this is where they went wrong?
I thought it was supposed to be in a bidding process.
Bidding process? There was no bidding process. We have talented Bahamians. Talented. Corruption is the problem with our country. We have talented Bahamians. I'll call some of them. I'm not promoting them. They didn't pay me to say this. We have people like the Movie Group. We have people at ZNS. All right. We have people at what do you call it? ILTV. There are many people that I can name right now who could have done that and done an extremely good job. All could have worked together to get it done. But guess what? Epic fail. The carnival was an embarrassment. We wanted to talk about some of these things. Okay? But we have to talk about something that came up recently. Something important that came up. We have to talk about corruption. But corruption that was exposed because of what we see happen recently with a little girl. I believe that were it not for the intervention of Maria Daxon coming out of a sick bed and calling me out of what I was doing to go and intervene and find that little girl, we might have had another Bella type situation. We could have very well had another situation. The major problem in our country is corruption. The major problem. Our media is corrupt. Our media is corrupt.
How you said that?
They put out there what they want to put out there. They march down who they want to march down, and they follow instructions. They have what in this country would be called press release reporting. No real investigative reporting. None. No investigative reporting. They just say, oh, this MP said this MP said that in this front page. We recently had a front page story on Mrs. Davis, Anne-Marie Davis. She just said something, and that was the big story. But all this stuff happening in this country, that was the big story. And when I compare it to other civilized countries like America and look at what their big stories are, and what our big stories are, this person say this or this person say that. Put the article on the screen if you have it there. Put the article on the screen, producer, because we have I think we should have the guardian of that young girl should be on by now. Just trying to stall until they got her on. The guardian of the little girl, we're going to talk to her now because we found where the police officer is. But put it on the screen. Go ahead. This was the big headline story in the Tribune, Maria. All this stuff happening in this country. That's the big headline story of the day. Big and bold. This is what disturbs me with our country. But
they are concerned about Trump. So why didn't put Atlantis up there, Lincoln, as the head story? That's a big story.
Atlantis failed to pay workers again.
Yeah.
Atlantis forcing workers to go to work with sick persons who are vaccinated because they refuse to test the vaccinated persons, and they're putting other persons at risk because they're not testing vaccinated persons. They're putting persons, including vaccinated persons, at risk because you don't have to be tested. But put that back on the screen. Put it back on the screen. This is the main thing I want to say about that. What do you mean, Brave's wife? That's insulting.
Yes, it is.
That's degrading. For an experience paper like this.
Yeah, they was the man personally. It was easy for
That is his name.
Thank you. That's his nickname.
That's his daddy nickname that he inherited. Brave's wife.
Why didn't you just put PM1?
Why didn't you just put Anne-Marie Davis? She has an official position that the people of the Bahamas are paying her for, that the PLP marched them down about, but now they come right in and do the same thing. But they marched down there for them when they created the Office of the Spouse, but now they're here doing the same thing. But she has an official position. Why not the Office of the Spouse says, or Anne-Marie Davis, the chairman of the Office of the Spouse.
Or the PM wife.
Or the Prime Minister's wife. This is degrading. And for this to make the front page and be the major story, Brave's wife urges victims to speak out.
We have some Haitian votes in this country. Why didn't you put that? Why?
Well, anyway, victims, we had some victims this week, and we had a particular victim this week. But guess what? That's not going to make the headline story because our media is corrupt. We have some political, not all, some politically appointed judges who are corrupt. All right? We have a courts system that oppresses the poor.
Yes.
If you're poor, you can't get justice in this country. You can't even afford a case. You can't afford a lawyer. So
yes,
they oppress you because they know you can't sue them. We have police that are corrupt. Police in this country that are corrupt. Not all. The majority of police are not corrupt, but there are some that are corrupt. And it's not being dealt with the way it's supposed to. Have you heard anything about the six that died on Jerome Avenue? It is believed that police officers were involved. I have certain information that came to me. That information was given to the commissioner. It was given the Brave Davis himself. They had a fella that they were had safekeeping, and then who witnessed certain things and had certain information, and then they abandoned him. He had to leave the country. He's now outside of the country because he is afraid for his life. There's corruption. There are informants there are police informants who are allowed to continue their crime as long as they continue to snitch on others. And that's the big way that we feel that we could fight crime. It's a tool to have informants. Every country has informants. But now there's some people who, when they're doing their dirt, when you lock them up, some good police officers lock them up, they notice they get out just like that. Someone got to talk about this, man.
Well, you show have a lot of information.
They talk, I witnessed this, Maria, and you witnessed it in CDU. Right?
I thought they stopped this thing. Let me be honest. I thought things changed. I thought it's supposed to be a better governance.
There are criminals doing crimes for politicians. Let me tell you something. I told y'all, everything I said comes past. I told y'all that crime would increase after election. Go back to my lives. Does anyone on here remember that? I told y'all after election, watch crime is going to increase. I said that to everybody. I know why I said that. I can leave that there for now, but enjoy the new crime wave. Ladies and gentlemen, I have to get to the point. There's so much stuff we wanted to touch on today, but we have to deal with this because this is an important matter. This weekend, I got a call. We should have had a good rest this weekend, and but I just want to say this. I respect this lady sitting next to me because, y'all don't understand the sacrifice that she have to make. Y'all don't understand it. While you might think that what happened the day before yesterday was a movie kind of situation, Maria Daxon deals with those situations every day. So do I. Every single day, someone is calling us who is in those kinds of situations, and that's our life. She has clients she needs to do work for. But then you have these pro bono situations that she ain't gonna make no money for, but she just can't tell people no because she just wants to help. And people criticize. I have clients I got to do work for, but people call me, they want help, we got to be there. I just wanted to make that clear to you as we go on. Maria, I thank you for your sacrifice. I thank you. I thank you for your sacrifice. Listen. Some people talk about how Maria dressed. Sometimes they talk about I dress, but sometimes when you get that call and that person on the phone crying, you got to grab the first thing come to your hand. You got to drop what you was doing and you got to get out. Y'all don't know the sacrifices women makes. Y'all don't know. So, all right, I'll leave that there. A young girl grew up in Grand Bahama.
Just like Baby Bella.
Just like Baby Bella. We had a Baby Bella double situation with a girl who was a little bit older. Instead of 4, she was 14. She grew up in Grand Bahama. Her mother abandoned her at 8 months old. Her grandmother said 9 months, but I think it was 8 months old, right? At 8 months old. And we wanted to clarify this for you, and we're going to bring the aunt on who's her legal guardian so y'all can hear from her and see, the situation with the girl. And we're going to identify what's going on with the police. This girl was left with her aunt, abandoned. The mother refused to be in her life, refused to have anything to do with her. The girl would come here sometimes to visit families with her aunt, and the mother wouldn't even be interested. The mother was into her own life and living the life that she lives. 14 years later now, the mother has several other children, I think 4 other children. She's several other children. And now she wants to continue with her lifestyle. This is the story. And, she needs someone to babysit while she's out. And so she realizes, wow, this girl is 14 now. She's a little big. I could leave her in the house while I'm going out doing my thing, is the story. And so the girl came over for a funeral with her aunt who has been there with her. she decided to leave her over because there was a great grandmother who was having a 72nd birthday. And so to let her be able to bond with her family on her father's side, again, it's the father's side, stepping in. Not the mother's side, it's the father's side of the family stepping in because the father died, just to make that clear. And so to stay to the 72nd birthday, the aunt left her hair for the first time. She had to go back to Grand Bahama. All of the family told us that this woman never leaves them anywhere. Everywhere they go, she go. All right? Everywhere they go. Make sure we have good sound. If we didn't have good sound, let me know, because we using this phone that has a special mic that targets people who's pointed to. Everywhere they go, she goes. Even if they come over to Nassau to visit family, the aunt would come. Everywhere you see the aunt, you see them. She is a real mother hen, a real mother hen. All right? So she came this time. For the first time, she said she would trust leaving the girl. The first time. And guess what happens? Drama. The mother, they had a big birthday party the night of the birthday party on the 30th, because the party's on the 29th. So 3 o'clock in the morning, y'all. 3 a.m. in the morning. There's a knock on the door, a bang on the door. The grand aunt answers the door, and a police officer, a male, is standing there. No other police officers with him, by himself. And he says he's come to get the girl, and he's going to take her to her mother. And they were like, no. You mean her? The grand aunt said, you mean her biological mother? But her biological mother don't even know her. She was turned over to her aunt, and there's paperwork for that. And the police officer said, yeah, whatever, I come to get her, to carry her to her biological mother. But on what grounds? Listen, it's the police. Bring this girl. And he carried the girl kicking and screaming. No female officers with him.
Did he produce the birth certificate?
No birth certificate produced. No proof that that woman he was dealing with was actually the mother. He could have been in the heat, in the middle of the night, just delivering the girl to any stranger.
And that's what Paul will have the police doing.
Yeah. And so he was there by himself. Now, he was in a police car. I think before when we talked, we said he was in this car. No, he was in a police car. We've done investigations since then. We've even found where he is. He was in a police car. No other police officers. But when the girl was taken, dragged, kicking and screaming to some strange woman that she does not know. She don't know this woman. She just happens to be a biological mother. Kicking and screaming into the car. When she went in the car, the police officer's girlfriend or wife, I don't know which one it is, but we assume his girlfriend. His girlfriend was in the car because his girlfriend is friends with the biological mother. So apparently, the biological mother asked her girlfriend to get her boyfriend to come there and do this favor. That's how it appears, based on all of the investigation. And so he did this not as an action of the Royal Bahamas Police Force, but this was in a frolic of his own. Okay? And so
did he call social service?
No social services, nothing. He just went there in the heat of the night. These pictures that you're seeing on the screen is when we actually found the girl. In the second place that we went to. This is when we triangulated and tracked down where this girl was. Tell you something. We know how to investigate. We don't just pull up documents on oligarchs. We know how to investigate. We tracked this girl down and found her. She even had no phone. We tracked her down from a picture of a live location and a picture of a building. So the police officer takes in the car, 2 civilians in the car. One is his alleged girlfriend, and one is allegedly the mother, the biological mother.
She doesn't know them at all.
She don't know them. Imagine the nightmare that this girl went through. she does not know these people, carried her, took them to the parking lot where the mother was parked, exchanged cars, gone. All right? You didn't carry them into the police station, do a report, do any filing. Nothing was filed. Nothing is in the police computer, or nothing was in the police computer at the time. Before the police take action, they got to get an official complaint. How many of y'all been through that? They say, well, before I go there and lock them up, you got to come in the station and do a complaint. But there's nothing in the police computer. Yeah, we got police friends too who look in the computer. Okay? And so,
you a former police officer too?
Yeah, pretty much.
Me too.
Okay. And so this seemed to be on a frolic of his own. This is corruption. This is like when, the landlord, gets one police friend, pay them $50 to come and harass you. Instead of going the proper way through the courts to get you evicted, they just tell their police friend, listen, go there with this letter and harass them, tell them they got to come out. That's illegal. That is against the law. Any officer that does that should be fired. And so a whole girl was taken without proper documentation at 3 a.m. in the morning. Why did you take her at 3 a.m. in the morning? This on the 29th. This holiday. Everything open. You couldn't wait until the next day, bring social services if this was legit, but it wasn't legit. This was an abduction in our view.
I ain't gonna lie to that. Lincoln, this police officer need to get put up on charges. I don't care what nobody have to say. I hope it's not the police officer who I know. He needs to get put up on charges because he didn't go through the right procedures at all. And number one, a policewoman was supposed to be in there.
Yes.
They were supposed to interview that mother. Did that mother give a statement to the police? That's another thing. Who is the virtue complaining? How did that police officer get to that home? Huh?
In these kind of cases, what they do is they go to try, write a statement after the fact and try to backdate it to try to cover themselves.
Right.
But nothing was in the computer. If it was there, it should have been in the computer, and you can't change the date in the computer.
But hold on, the officer in charge of the station should have been aware of what was going on.
Yes.
Did they call in? Number one, did they call 919 and ask 919 to send a policewoman there?
Yeah. They did none of that. And so when the grand aunt was confronted with this police officer, she was terrified. She didn't know what to do. The police officer said, well, she said, we have the papers. We have the papers where she was turned over. We have the affidavit of custody where she was turned over by the mother. But he said, do you have the papers with you? She said, no, the aunt who the papers is written to would have the papers. Well, you don't have the papers? I take in this girl. What's your name? The woman asked him. He said his name is 1011 Hannah. He said that his name is 1011 Hannah. Okay? He was wearing a uniform where she could see the pants, but couldn't see his number. The number was covered to where she couldn't see it. And he gave the name 1011 Hannah, she said. Okay? Now we checked the police computers, and
you may not people check it.
They check it on our behalf. We checked the police computers, and 1011 is not Hannah. 1011 is Colin Burrows. Okay? And so we know it isn't Colin Burrows. Okay? And so we wanted to know who this person was. Who did this? And I started to investigate. And based on our investigative skills, we tracked this person down. We're not giving all the details because some stuff got to get dealt with. We tracked this person down to Elizabeth State Police Station. Okay? So we know that this person reportedly works at Elizabeth State Police Station based on our investigation. And so Apparently, the person's name may be Hannah, but not the number that he gave. So what I did was I called the Elizabeth State Police Station. I called there, and I said, and a female police officer answered the phone, and she was very pleasant, professional, and I said, do you have a Hannah that works there, an officer Hannah that works there? She said, yes, we do. I said, good. I said, what is his police number? She said, who am I speaking to? I said, Lincoln Bain. See, I ain't allowed no police. I said, Lincoln Bain. And she said, oh. And the phone hung up. Click. I heard the panic. And so I called back. When I called back, another officer answered. I'm not going to call his name, but he called his name. Very pleasant and professional again. But clearly, she didn't want to get in that, so she let the other fella answer the phone this time. And so the fella answered the phone, the police officer, and he said, yes, we have a Hannah that works here. I said, what is his number? Well, I can't give you his number. Said, what do you mean you can't give me his number? Police officer's number as public information. Them numbers belong to us. That's information. Every single police officer, just like every lawyer is registered with the Bar Association, every name that they have. And so, what do you mean we can't have his number? It's clear that they were hiding something that they know was going on. He says, if you want to find his number, you got to come in and speak to the officer in charge of the station. Say, I got to speak to the officer in charge of the station to get Officer Hannah's number? That shows that something is going on and something is wrong. Mm-hmm. It's clear. And so, listen, Officer Hannah at Elizabeth State Police Station, we have some questions for you. Okay? Some questions. Now, everyone likes to do things for their friends or their family members, etc. I have no problem with that. But the question that we have for you is, and we don't know for sure if it is the Officer Hannah who was there. We're still in the middle of investigation. But we know that there's Officer Hannah who was there. And all the evidence points in that direction.
They give me this officer also with the Grove Station.
Also works there?
Another police officer. People call
the number that they gave. You mean the police number?
Yeah.
No, that number belongs to Burroughs. All right? So Burroughs might work somewhere else. I don't get Burroughs in this. There's nothing to do with him. I don't even call his name, so they don't mix him up.
They tell me it's Officer Brown, huh?
Oh, wow. But ladies and gentlemen.
I can find out, right?
Yes. I see you down here talking to you people.
Thank you.
All right? But ladies and gentlemen, we have tracked this down to Elizabeth State Police Station. They refused to give the number of the officer who was there. I need that. Yeah, of the officer who was there. They refused to give the information, and this is where the problem comes in. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to understand that you have rights. We live under the rule of law, and I'm going to bring on the real mother in a minute. All right.
What do you mean the real mother?
The real mother, the one who nurtured and grew her up. The real mother.
Okay.
All right.
Not the biological mother.
When the police come to your door, the police are not in charge. The law is in charge. We live under the rule of law, Bahamas. And so the police isn't in charge. The Prime Minister isn't in charge. The law runs this country.
That's right.
Okay? The defenders of the law are the judges. And they can rule against the Prime Minister. The judges can rule against the Queen. As you would learn in the case of King James, when parliamentary sovereignty was established. The king is subject to the rule of law. Okay? And so when the police comes, they have to, if they come to your house, warrant. Now I'll get into some more stuff in a minute, because you need to understand what happened when the police came in that house and how we were tricked and lied to get him into that house.
Yes.
But I want to bring on the mother so that y'all can hear from this actual mother as to what happened. Producer, please bring on Miss Javanka Cooper. Javanka Cooper is this hero who decided that her brother died in a murder. And so she wanted to take the responsibility. Some people out there having abortions because they don't want no child. They don't want that responsibility. They want to have fun. This Javanka Cooper from Freeport gave up her life to make sure that she was able to raise this girl along with her children afterwards. Okay? She was pregnant at the time when she took in this other girl, when she took in the girl who we're talking about who was abducted. She was pregnant, and many of us say, you know, we don't want to extra responsibility. She said, no, that's my brother's daughter. I'm going to take care of her. I'm going to love her. I'm going to keep her. And that's what she did. I want to applaud her for doing that. Producer, get her on the line, please. And she took that on. She took that on. And so we're just waiting for her to get on. We're trying to see what's going on. Hope she's not having internet issues. But her life was torn to shreds when she heard that this girl went missing and was allegedly with a birth mother. Okay, she's trying to sign on now. She's trying to get through the little issues. So they're going to walk her through it. And she's going to come on in a minute. So y'all just be patient with us. But she's trying to sign on right now. She reached out to social services. Yes. Okay, here she is. I think that's her. Javanka, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Good evening. It's a pleasure to have you with us. I just want to say to you in front of the whole Bahamas that while there are some mothers out there who give up on their children because they don't want responsibility, you took on an extra responsibility. Being pregnant with a child of your own and your brother being murdered, you took on another child. I just want to say that what you did was honorable. There are some good people out there. You are an amazing mother. We are proud of you. You are a good woman. They say you don't go out, you don't go to the club, you don't go nowhere, you don't never drink, never smoke. And they say you're just a good woman. And so all of your family spoke well of you. And I just want to say that we highly respect you. And they need more Bahamians just like you in this country, Bahamian women. There are a lot of them, but you are being highlighted right now. Thank you for being a true gem. They say these children don't leave your side, and I'm so sorry that the one time you let her leave your side, you know, she was snatched. Tell me the kind of horror that you felt when that happened.
I don't even know what I felt like. I felt like I was getting probably corona because, you know, everybody's saying this is how I feel. And then me hiding from my own kids, not letting them see me cry because I couldn't sleep, eat, nothing. You know what I mean? Because I always train my kids. If it's too, you know, if it's late, your phone die. If you're scared, you know, find somebody phone and call. And as my niece, you know, everywhere her mom take her, she probably got close to the friend, to the little cousins or whoever her mom take her to. She would sneak the phone, call and cry and saying she won't come home. You know what I mean? Me far, not knowing what to do or what could I do from here. You know what I mean? I went to social service, did everything. You know what I mean? I called every police. I called high police officers, everything. You know what I mean? Before I left Grand Bahama to see if I could find her. You understand me? I told them to even look. She sent me a picture for them to go by the spot, telling them the area, which and I was getting the area mixed up saying Centerville because I saying this is close to D.W. Davis School. Couldn't remember the name.
You don't know Nassau. You're from Freeport.
I actually born in Freeport, but I went to C.I. Gibson School in Nassau and Uriah. Okay. I went to school there, but, you know, not hanging up there, always back home for the summer or whatever with my grandmother. stuff like that, not staying, you know, in Nassau. And after they killed my brother and family like that, I never trusted no more, you know. So my mom could tell you, we don't stay by her, we don't be there for long. We'll just go for a funeral, whatever the event is, and 2-3 days we back out of there, you know. Me talking to her mom while I was over there, she telling me her story, you know, me feeling it, giving her opportunity, because I had her number, I had millions of numbers with her, my phone, McQuell, you know, different names, keeping it in my phone. Every phone she said she borrowed, she only using someone's phone. She don't even know. We had people when she out partying, they videotaping me and showing me how she dress up, dancing, having fun, you know. From my niece
Why are
was
you
going
taking on
to
the responsibility?
right. My niece finishing preschool, you know, telling her the opportunity, what's going on. She said she coming for a package, all of these things, making a problem. So school opening now, my kid's dad want to buy the clothes and do all these things. So he want to know if she's going to come for true or what. She's like, I'm so sorry, you was more sister to me than my own sisters. You understand me? I say, because I was wondering if something in the air or the water in Nassau, what's going on? You had all these opportunities to get your daughter. If you wanted to talk to me and say, you know, Gigi, could you give me a chance? That was nothing to me, you know, but the way she did it, that's what hurt me. And I didn't want nothing to happen to Courtney, because I have people I would not call their name, even on her side, saying she don't need to be there. You understand me? Because her mom didn't have nowhere. I gave her the opportunity for her to stay with my mother, would live right on the next road from her grand aunts. And they promised me they're gonna make sure she, you know, be safe. So every day I'm calling Courtney on a phone or tablet, and she's like, she ain't see her mommy yet. You know, I call her mommy. I say, my daughter, because my daughter was still there too. You know, giving them the opportunity to have fun, and they say she ain't reached yet, or I can drop the pizza off now. Just another day now. That's when the pizza got dropped off. All these things. So me and her was, you know, we was connecting. When I was there, we went for food, giving her a chance, everything. Y'all don't know. You know what I mean? I never had a problem with this girl, no matter she wasn't even in this girl's life. I never had a problem with her. You know what I mean? And for her to do something like that and tell my niece a bunch of things, what was untrue, that really hurting me right now. But I thank God for y'all, you know what I mean? Because I went to the social service, the police, everything here. I came over to Nassau, I went to social service, do all of this. I right in the front of the social worker, not letting my niece know I am here, you know what I mean? And she called the aunt, and the aunt was like, we're gonna come in the morning, because the appointment was for 10 o'clock. I'm looking at my phone, because I ain't sleep, 7 o'clock, I said too early. You know, 8:30, too early. I look 9:58. I say, okay, they should be walking in there. I wanted to get my auntie car just to park across the road so I could see my niece walking in the door. But I gave her the opportunity thinking she gonna come. 10:38, I have everything on my phone. 10:38, the social worker called me and said, the aunt, give her must see a video call that she can't make it. They have to wait till the mommy have a chance to come. What you mean? You, if it's your daughter and if it's important, your boss gonna listen to you and give you a chance to go. That's your child. You see what I saying? Anything my principal where I work, anything wherever I go, and it's something to do with my kids, they gonna let me go. You see what I saying? So she had no excuse. You know what I mean?
Wow.
I called the
Wow.
social worker back. I asked her if she could please let Courtney know that I am actually in Nassau. I never tell nobody I was in Nassau. You understand me? My niece used a phone while I headed to Wolford police station. I wouldn't call the police name. He was so nice, and he tell me about this girl, everything. You know what I mean? And for me to know that too, that was scary. Like, trust me, y'all don't know.
So her biological mother took her phone away so that she can't communicate with you.
Took everything away from her. She went using the little cousin's phone, and this is how we had to do. I say, send me the location, send me whatever quick, and then delete it from your way so they don't do nothing to you, or, you know, treat her some kind of way. Because if you talk to her too hard, she gonna cry. You know, they don't know.
Yeah, because I know she sent a live location
She
from
did.
another
That was
place
the last.
where she was.
Right.
But live locations don't direct you. They just show you a general
All right.
image,
So
the
thank
general
you. You
area.
so smart. You so smart, sir. You don't know. You left us with the police and you went ahead. And I mean, you know the exact spot. Like that was so amazing. Like, I don't know. You made me feel like that's like, you know, the states kind of thing. That's what they just do. By a strand of hair, they could find the person. You know
Wow,
what I mean?
God is good. He get all the
Yes,
glory.
sir. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
but yeah, and so I mean, a lot of people don't know your ordeal and what you had to go through having to raise this young person. We lost her. It might be an internet issue. We'll try to get her back up. Having to raise this young person while their biological parent is out partying, living their life, taking on, doing whatever they want to do. For you to give up your life. This young lady we're talking to is now 40. She looks young, but she's now 40 years old. You know, give up her life to take care of this child. And now at this point, you want to come back in their life and using your connections on the police force to get someone to just go and grab the child.
She got a babysitter, Lincoln.
Yeah, she want a babysitter.
She was babysitting when we find her. Forgot. This child even in school, you remember now, Lincoln?
Oh wow.
She's not in school here.
And that's it. You have the child not in school. School is already open, but you have the child babysitting for you while you out there gallivanting. The child is babysitting for you and can't get her education. No, this is wrong.
Unacceptable.
You know, this is totally out of order. You know, for this to happen. When you saw that place where they were keeping your child,
Just to look in the boy's eyes.
that's your child. When you saw that, how did that make you feel?
So, you know, I mean, I couldn't believe this where she actually was, and then to look in the boyfriend's eyes and you know how scary it was. Like, I hope they ain't do nothing to Coach and Sheen in there laying out somewhere. You know what I mean? I don't know because so you don't know. I couldn't sleep. I tell you.
To take her to be with a stranger, this strange man, laying up in this strange man bed. In this strange man bed.
In schools. She was even in a school, she said. In a school.
And leaving her to this school somewhere where she know where she is. Schools even open. I mean, schools wasn't open at the time.
No, there's somebody holding them. Mm-hmm. Someone holding them.
You know? And so
tell her mommy ready to come home to get dressed and leave her.
Terrified that, can you imagine that ordeal? That she gets grabbed in the middle of the night by a stranger who says he's the police, goes into a police car, you park, you switch cars, carry the girl, and then she goes to that same place. You have producer, you have the picture of that place? Show the picture of that place so they can see that place. Yes, I want the Bahamas to see this. This how slack we could get on the police force sometimes.
Yeah. It's a bunch of slackness.
The other picture. She took a picture out of a window. She managed to crack a window open. And this the picture that we had to use to identify where she was, Bahamas. This the picture we had to use. This all we had to identify where she was. And someone was able to say, listen, that's in Cummersville. Now, we didn't know if they was talking sense or whatever, but he was able to say, that's in Cummersville. That look like a bar. That used to be a bar one time ago. And when he said that, and he said, boy, there ain't no place for her to be.
Thank you.
The police was taking long. We was at the station. I said, listen, Maria, all of y'all, I leaving y'all, I going ahead. Because time is of the essence in these kind of cases. And I went into Cummersville, and I went to every corner until I found, and I actually ran straight into that. And I drove around. I made sure that was it. When I saw that was it, I said, okay. And I parked right where the heap is. I parked right there, and I sent a location for the police and Maria and them to come. Show the next picture so they can see the actual place where she was. You have another picture there. And so in this little thing right here, she was in there. All right? There's no window. The windows block up. Just like she was in some kind of prison. The windows block up. All right? Even the look like it was a window on the left in the corner you will see, but they take the the PLP signs, the yard signs that they had, and they put that over the window so she can't even look out. They had all this block up. And she managed to take a picture outside that same window. If you look at the other picture, you'll see the same plants and the same fence with the thing on it picture. And that's what she's able to take a picture out of somehow. All right? But she was in there. This is just a little small efficiency. It's a little shack.
And how much of them is living in there? 5, 8?
At
2
least.
adults?
2 adults.
How much of them? 3 children?
Yes.
Yes. Boy, behemoths.
1 bed. All right? This is the nightmare that this little girl went through. This is it. And by the time as we got there, there was a fight between the mother and her boyfriend in the Bella situation where they said there seems to be abuse going on.
Yes.
Whatever kind of abuse, mental, physical, verbal, whatever, but abuse going on. Same situation, you want to bring your daughter in. This mother, this isn't even her shack. This ain't her place.
That's right.
This is the boyfriend place. So she didn't even have a place to put the girls. And so when she had an argument with the girls, the fella put her out, her and the girls. All y'all get out of my place. And she went where she could go, and she sent the girls to and fro. Had them moving up and down.
The girl said she was even staying in the school like.
Yes. Had them up and down, all over the place, like vagabonds. When this girl is used to living in a decent, awesome home in Grand Bahama.
Stable.
In a decent, awesome, stable home in Grand Bahama. This is what the police grab her to send her to.
Thank you. There's no investigation, my fellow Bahamians. This is what she going to do.
All right? And so I took the police there. We'd missed them. The boyfriend admitted that they was there, but they ain't there no more. And he was about to fight the police. He looked, rough. And so I realized that the other we had a picture of a live location, and I had to use that to find where she was. But it didn't have no houses, no building, nothing. I had to triangulate it to find where she was.
You're too smart,
and
son.
from that, I was able to track where she was. Use some skills I ain't gonna tell nobody. But we found the exact spot where she was. And we called someone on the phone who was at that location. And the person denied. He denied that the girl was there. He said the girl is not here. She was here yesterday, but she is not here, Maria.
Yes.
No,
And after he told the police, he said, you better go talk to her mother. But she ain't here. He almost had a conniption when we knocked on the door. He didn't know he was right outside while he was lying. I know he didn't want to get caught up in this, and it was something that he was caught up into. He looks like he's a really good fella.
Yes.
And even the police said that. I ain't gonna lie. He look like he's a good fella that just got caught up in this situation.
Right.
I ain't gonna lie about that. And so I don't even want to see no harm come to him. But
No.
when we knocked on the door, he came out and he said, listen, I don't want to get in nothing. She right in there. She right in the room. And the girl came out, and that's the pictures that y'all saw earlier. You can put the pictures up again. And she came out, and listen, the hug that she hugged, I mean, that was a hug like back from life, back from death kind of hug that she gave her aunt.
You talk with the tears, Lincoln?
The tears, she was screaming and crying. She couldn't, she went through an ordeal, Bahamas.
That's right.
She went through an ordeal. Look at that. That's Patrice Anakiri, who's also live, waiting to come in. Patrice Anakiri was there when all of this happened. before I let Patricia and KV come in, I just want to say this to you. I want to say this to you, because then we got to get to the house part of it with the police officer who lied to us to get back to the house and try to take her back because he got some instructions. More corruption again.
Yes. Yes.
An official complaint needs to be filed with the Complaints and Corruption Unit.
Oh, yes.
ASAP.
We will do that.
Okay? So an official complaint, my advice to you, needs to be filed, and so we're going to file an official complaint. Oh, Lord, you're still crying. You're so soft and sweet. An official complaint will be filed against the police officer responsible. Officers, y'all know no one can fight for y'all like me and Maria.
That's right.
Maria's been fighting for y'all. This is not anything against officers in general. One officer put that child in danger.
Yes.
Because he was doing a favor for a friend.
And without consulting social service.
Yeah.
That's my issue.
The fact that it was 3 o'clock in the morning,
Thank you.
red flag.
Yes.
The fact that there was no female police officer there, red flag.
Red flag.
The fact that there was no other police officer there, red flag.
No social worker, red flag.
The fact that you just take out one car, put in the next car in the parking lot, red flag. No complaint in the police computer, red flag.
Thank you very much.
No statement or complaint at all, red flag. And so there's some serious problems with this.
The handing over of the female in the parking lot, red flag.
And so an official complaint has to be filed by you because you are a legal guardian with papers,
Yes.
and that police officer violated your constitutional rights. And what he did was against police procedures. And so also, let me say this to you now. You are a wealthy woman. Because what you have gone through, the pain and suffering that the Obamas is now seeing, a civil lawsuit needs to be filed forthwith against Commissioner Paul Rule,
Yes.
the leader always responsible, the officer responsible, and the police force.
Yes.
Immediately. Make it name the Attorney General and all.
Oh, they get named.
All right? Name all of them. All right? Name Wayne Monroe, Minister of National Security. Because for them to come 3 o'clock in the morning like criminals
Yes.
and grab that little girl out of the house, how could that be in her well-being?
Thank you very much.
And to take it to some man house, I mean, not even house, efficiency, a little small room.
She say, ain't no power. She getting bited from mosquitoes. She said, Mommy, bring one plate for all of them to eat out. And sometimes she wouldn't eat because she want them to eat. You all don't know what she tell me.
Wow.
You serious?
Wow. Wow. Wow.
No power?
No, Mom.
Oh my God. Let me get lost. Jesus.
Oh my God. What would any cooking facilities?
Hold on, wait 1 second. I think we lost internet. My phone. Give us 1 sec. Oh. Should be back in a second. Yeah. We don't know if we back up yet, so just give us a second. Okay, let's say we back up now. We're so sorry about that brief interruption. Thanks for y'all for hearing that. You were saying about how you know there be no electricity and stuff like that.
She say there's no power. She got bited from mosquitoes. As her mommy come from work, she go get dressed and go again, come home after 1 and 2 with just one plate for her and her sisters them to share. And she say sometimes she wouldn't even eat nothing so they could fill their belly.
Wow.
What were the cooking facilities? Any cooking facilities was there?
Anywhere with stove, what they could use. Just a little gas stove.
Wow. And so this child went through a serious ordeal. And what bothers me is that the police, you see in the pictures when we rescued her, the inspector,
They were very helpful.
they were very helpful. Man, listen,
Yes, yes,
I mean, y'all
yes.
were phenomenal. I shake their hand and
Yes,
hug them.
you are.
But afterwards, he got a call, and this is the corruption that I experienced in the police force. He got a call from above. I guess someone knows someone, and they called him, and I could see he was torn.
Yes.
You know,
Yes,
I don't think
they know
anything
already.
of him. I think he's a good man.
Yes.
But I could see that he was torn, and he was like, I got instructions. It's a whole inspector now. No one can instruct an inspector what to do.
Yep.
But he got instructions from someone telling him, go get the little girl back.
I wonder if Paul Roll came with this. Huh? Commissioner of Police. Paul Roll. Good afternoon, sir. You know anything about this? No social worker, sir. What is going on in the police force? Huh? Did you send this officer back to collect this child, to put this child back in this bad situation she was in? Who gave this inspector instruction to go and collect this child and put this child back in the bad situation that she was in? We need some answers. The Bahamian people need some answers, Mr. Paul Rowan.
Maria, this lady needs to sue the police force. What we get to?
So, yes, what she went through, we need to sue them for them not to let this happen again to another child in this country.
The child was without food, all right?
Thank you.
Without proper nourishment, without proper facilities, no electricity,
Child neglect and child abuse.
tied up from mosquito, in a strange man bed, who then kicks the woman out. Listen, police officers, no one can tell you to do anything that is wrong. Any police officer who goes to even dare look for this child outside of a court order, you are out of order. You're out of order. I can tell you one thing. Me and Marie was get locked up. If that officer had dreamed he was going to take this, and see, people are so law-abiding and loving, and that's why the corrupt police officers take advantage of them. When the police inspector came inside the house, he called on the premise. This is the lie now.
Yeah.
After everything had gone, he didn't give the child back to the rightful guardian, etc. He said, okay, he forgot to take a statement. He needed to come take a statement from them. All right? And he called her, and she called Maria, and he wanted them to come to the station, and Maria
Make a mistake. I made the mistake.
The uncle called Maria, and Maria said, no, don't let them come to the station. Let them come to the house. Don't go to that station. All right? And so then Maria called me. Well, then Javonka called me. They said they come to the house? I said, listen, I know why they come to the house. And I told Maria, listen, I know why they come to the house. And I said, we have to be there before the police get there.
Yes.
The family was so law-abiding. When they came 3 o'clock in the morning to grab the child, they just let the child go. More Bahamians need to stand up to their rights, and less abuse will happen. These police know when they're doing foolishness.
Yeah, and who?
They only stand up so much to see if you go back down. If you don't, they know because they're in the wrong, they're gonna have to back down. If that family had stood up 3 o'clock in the morning and said, listen, you better come with court papers, they would have backed down. That one police officer. And so when the inspector came, he brought a female police officer with him this time. But when he got in there, you know, Maria said, will you come take a statement? He said, no, I come to take them back to the station. See?
I said, what grounds? What was the criminal offense for you to come and collect my clients and take them to the station? He can't tell me. Mr. Paul Rowan, Could y'all please tell me what this new charge is? Huh? Somebody have documentation, guardianship, or child? What is the new charge for the police to come to invite my client to the station? Because I ain't see that, sir. Tell the Bahamian people, what is the new charge now?
So we have, did you hear from Obi Wilska?
No, sir.
No?
Yeah, from
No,
you.
sir.
Did you hear from Lisa Ramin?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
So Obi
Yes, sir.
Wilska is the Minister of Social Services. Lisa Ramming is the Minister of State. So that's like a junior minister. So you heard from Lisa Ramming, and what did she say?
Yes, sir. She told me what to do, and she told me to keep her because I told her the story. She told me to save her number if I need her, everything, and I appreciate her so much.
Yes. Yeah, there's some good people. See, when it comes to stuff like this, it's nothing to do with politics. There's good people in all parties. There's good people in every organization. They keep trying to tear us apart based on colors and politics, etc. Don't let that happen. All right, Lisa Ramming is a good woman, and she's going to help you. Bobby Wilcombe has been helping we've been dealing with stuff since he's got in. So is Glennis Anna Martin. Nothing to do with politics. All right, there's good people everywhere, and that's what we need to realize. And there's people who could do, even a bad person could do good.
Yes.
You know that? Even a bad person could do good. And so if people choose to do good, let's support them in their good doing. Let's bring in Patrice Anakiri, because she's there. She's been there a little while. Patrice Anakiri come in. Patrice Anakiri has also been fighting. She was there fighting for Bella. She organized the motorcade for Bella. How you doing? Patrice Anakiri is the birthday girl. She had a birthday yesterday. Happy birthday to you, Patrice Anakiri. Oh, we can't hear you, Patrice Anakiri. Maybe your mic is muted. Yes, your mic is muted.
You're right. I had it muted. I didn't want you guys to hear my reactions to a lot of those stuff that were that Javonka was sharing, because and even as you and Maria mentioned all the little investigative stuff that we had to do, and when you think back over it, it's just honestly, it takes you in a place mentally as if it was denial. I want to say good night to the Bahamas at large. Request to my colleagues, Maria and Lincoln, Bean, and Javonka, how are you?
Hey.
How are you, my love? How are you? What?
I'm good.
Sorry?
The kids still talking about you, my niece. The kids still talking about you, my niece. Love you. I mean, my daughter, everybody, and we appreciate you all of you. Thank you so much. And
so just so
Miss Marie, my daughter.
Go ahead.
Daughter want to thank Miss Marie for answering the call. That's my oldest girl, Kiara, and she want to thank Miss Marie. And y'all really work so fast. Like, I don't need to call the police. I need to call y'all.
Lincoln, can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes.
When you relayed the early occurrences of how Maria had contacted you, you mentioned the sense of urgency. You really didn't say even the atmosphere that was going on yesterday when Maria called me and she said, listen, Lincoln and I need you to meet us now. And I says, where? And she gives me the location of the social services. And I said, what is it in reference to? And she just said to me that we're looking at another baby Bella situation. We have to move quickly. The weather outside, it was a thunderstorm. It was completely bad. And we had to move regardless of weather, regardless of feeling. Like Mr. Bain said, I just celebrated a birthday yesterday, and this was day before yesterday. And so personal matters, everything had to be put on hold. Simply because this child, hear what Mr. Bain is saying, hear what Maria is saying, but more importantly, listen to the aunt who is actually the mother. And so she's relaying to you, the nation, what now her child, that niece, has expressed to her the feelings and the emotions and how unsafe the child was. This was a situation, she said it reminded her of like how the States is. Honestly, that's how we had to move yesterday. And that gentleman there, the process was so long, but the gentleman here, Mr. Bain, you're so, in my terminology, I call it antsy, but you weren't just standing still. Like we were dealing with all the paperwork, logistics, Maria and I and Javanka with the social worker and the police, but you said, I gotta go find this place. And you knew the sense of urgency right away. I watch you perform in a superhuman capacity yesterday. And I'm sorry, not yesterday, but the day before. And I learned that there is a certain reliability when it comes to an individual like you that have made it your pledge to be responsible and accountable and to assist others. I realized how really the type of gentleman, even more so you are. And what we did from searching those streets, shacks. And there's nothing wrong with living in a shack if it's kept. But what you were saying is you kidnapped, child not, a minor, of course, without anyone knowing. And then you take her to some place not fitting, even for you. You're in that circumstances, whatever it is, I'm sure, because you cannot do any better this time. And if you cannot do any better, are you then saying that Coltonique must come and do bad along with me? The decision to do what you did as a mother was not correct. And you put a lot of lives in jeopardy, including those that partook in it. And I'm going to address that as we continue on the live. I'm going to allow Lincoln to come out and speak. But those that actually, the family members and others that you went from house to house and kept her in a school building during how intimidating and scary is that? The girl is 14. God, body parts just coming out, learning herself and the world. And this is what you do to someone that you say that you born and you love and you want to house. So, Mr. Bain, I just wanted to express to the Bahamas what it was like yesterday for us in the search to get this young girl, Coltonique, safely to safety. We had to move so efficient, and thank you for those great officers that did it, Mr. Bain. Thank you to all that assisted us yesterday, all that knew what the correct procedure was, and to the strong young aunt here, my now friend and sister. Thank you for being all that you are to this nation.
Yeah. So, Maria, we need a silver line to come out of this dark cloud. Coltonique has to go to college soon, and we can need the government, the police force, to pay for her college.
I agree.
We can need her to make sure that she is set for life.
Yes.
All right? And we need to make sure that adoption, everything is final and done properly, so that when she get this big money, her mommy isn't entitled to it in any way. That her real mother, her aunt, in case anything happens, she is the one who's the guardian to make sure that she is responsible for these funds. Because we don't want the funds come in when we sue her, and then the mother come and say, hey, that's my child, that money come to me, even though it was you who endangered her. You know, you got to think ahead, Maria.
Oh, yeah.
All right? So we need this lawsuit to start right away. On behalf of this young lady, on behalf of her, name any police who took part in this individually.
Yes.
Name them individually. So we're going to track down that officer from Elizabeth Estate Police Station. We're going to track him down, and he's going to be named in this. And anyone who assists them. Let me make this clear to the whole Bahamas. Coltonique is under our protection.
Yes.
Don't touch her. Javanka is under our protection.
Yes.
Don't touch them, because you know we coming.
Thank you.
And you all know that we serious with that.
Thank you.
Okay? So She is with us. That's it, and that's all. I don't care if she's in Freeport. We'll be on the first thing smoking or on a speedboat if we have to. Do not go around their house. Do not harass them. If the mother wants to get the daughter back now to be a babysitter for her, while she parties, go to court.
That's right. Go to a judge.
And we will take that far as the Privy Council if we have to.
Thank you.
But this needs to change. We have some laws that need to change in our country immediately.
That's right.
Right now, they give mothers certain rights, and thanks to Maria, she had a groundbreaking case. It has never been challenged before. A lot of things we assume until it's challenged in court. She brought that case and she won. She beat them to smithereens. She fought that case and she won that case. And so now it's a little shift. All right. The father was able to get some rights even though he didn't sign. Because law say you have to sign to be the father.
That's right.
That just stands to be evidence to help, to prove that you're the father when they were using it against you. All right? The law don't say you are the father if you sign and only if you sign. And so Maria was able to fight for certain things. We need rights for fathers. And so we already had conversations with a member of parliament, minister, and we are going to present a bill to make sure that fathers have rights.
And children.
And children have rights.
We're going to protect these children in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas now. Okay.
More and more, there are fathers who want to do for their children, who want to be in their children's life, but there are mothers who are spiteful and vindictive because the relationship didn't work out right. They use it as a weapon. They weaponize these children. That has to stop. There are children who are unprotected because the father was pushed out of life. They're there with some stepfather or uncle or something. Know they're on their own, and abuse starts. And so I've seen this on the police force. Maria has seen it. At some point, we got to fight this.
Oh, yes.
Years ago, as I was doing my TV show, a lot of mothers were going through this. I used to take them by the hand, single mothers, when they had complaints of children being molested. Police weren't taking it serious at the time. I would take them to CDU and force them to deal with those cases. And they knew if they didn't deal with it, they knew I was coming to deal with them. We got to be serious. We got to protect our children, y'all. We got to protect our children. All right. So thank you, Ms. Lisa Rahman. Thank you to the two police inspectors. Two old police inspectors came with us. I don't want to put their names out there, but thank you. We know you are. Even the one who had to end up coming back to try to get the child because they put pressure on you. That's the corruption on the force. I'm glad the whole Bahamas is able to see the corruption.
Yes.
The wickedness that goes on. On the force, I was told many times, let that man go. This big time person called and said, let him go. And I was like, me? Tell that big time person, come let them go themselves. All right? You're going to put your hand on no little girl or no little boy and tell me let that person go. No, you all come to the station and let them go. And come get past me to do it. We need people who are going to stand up. Police officers, stand up, man. Stand up. Don't let them put pressure on you for one little promotion that you're stealing again. Stand up. Bahamian, stand up when police officers are wrong. Stand up to them. Police officers, these are your brothers and sisters out here. These are your family and friends. I saw a picture of the police going out there, and I'm glad the police is, because crime is going crazy, Maria. Crime is going crazy. And I saw a picture of the police bragging, saying that they went out there, to reduce crime. They went on the streets and they just pull up the little hot spots and they were searching people. You ain't gonna fight crime like that, man. Man, put the picture up of how they just show up to the place and just grab anybody and just start searching them. Put the picture up.
I don't know where the CCTV cameras look.
Okay, they have an internet issue. They're trying to get back up. All right? They just grab the fellas. They just pull up to a place, see some people, they just grab them, put them on the wall and start searching them. That is not policing, man. It's not policing. You're not going to find anything like that. Like, you think what the fella was just standing there and he was about to go commit a robbery and he was just standing out there by the food store with a potato chip in his hand, and you just grab him and throw him on the wall and that's policing? No, man. No. See, Maria? This ain't policing. That's That's doing something for the public to think that you're doing something. But if you really want to investigate, we need proper investigations, man. We need proper police and proper
What these guys are doing wrong? Because I need to find out.
They being black in the Bahamas.
Okay, that's what they're doing in the States.
Because they don't go out west, out near Life Key, and grab anyone they see and throw them on the wall. That's what I have a problem with in this country. You don't go on Paradise Island, grab anyone you see and throw them on the wall. Not everyone you see who is black or who have certain type of hair is a criminal.
And this is happening in the trade.
But plenty criminals live in Old Fort Bay and Life Key.
Yeah.
Plenty of them can't go in other countries.
They run in. That's why they come here.
But you're harassing our young men, and some of them we turn into criminals. That is what is happening. I worked with Oscar Sands one time. You know Oscar Sands? Yeah, he was one of them rough police officers. And we was by the bridge, the foot of the bridge, Paradise Island. And we saw a car with 4 or 5 young men in there. And they was actually in Atlanta uniform. We couldn't see that till we stopped them. And we pulled them over. Oscar Sands pulled them over. Search his car, search his car. There's 4, 5 black fellas in the car. Like, anyway, we searched the car. And we searched the car. And right in the back seat, when I went in the back seat, and behind the driver, there was a small little bag of marijuana that you can see someone just panic and throw it on the ground. And I found it. And I said, yep, you got something. And everyone locked up. Everyone in the car was locked up. The driver was a decent young fella, very young. He's probably 19, 20. This young man never had sex yet, never drink, never smoked, just go to church. You know, good boy. Coming over the bridge. He had brought his mother car up there, coming over the bridge. Some of his co-workers asked him for a ride over the bridge. And he can't tell the co-workers no, because one day you will need a ride over the bridge. And so he gave them a ride. And when we pulled them over, one of the fellas took the little small marijuana and put it on the ground. And when he did that, everyone locked up. And we gave all of those young men a criminal record. About 3 years later, I saw the young man. I didn't recognize him because I used to deal with so much people. I was in the barber shop, and I saw this young man just staring at me, and all the talk, basketball talk and boxing talk and everything going on in the barber shop, he ain't into that. He just looking at me. I was like, young man, why you staring at me like that? And he said, you don't remember me? I was still young at the time, you know. He said, you don't remember me? I said, no. He said, yeah. He said, you changed my life. He said, you remember Paradise Island Bridge when you locked all us up in the car? And I remember that because that really hurt me. I saw him crying in that cell. There was nothing I felt that I could do because I was the junior man on the scene. And I said, well, what you doing now? He said, hustling. I say, what you mean? He said, man, listen, baby gotta eat. He said, you know, baby can't hear you no Pampers, baby can't hear you no milk, so I do what I gotta do. If I gotta sell something, I sell it. If I gotta, you know, pick up a piece, I pick up a piece. He said, I can't get no good hotel job no more. He said, I can't jump on the plane and go to Walmart to buy no cheap this and that no more because I got a record. And apparently he pleaded guilty because I never had to go to court to testify. And that crushed me that day. Now he is doing some other activities. It don't mean he have to, but some people just don't know how to get out. You know, and that crushed me that day. And that's one of the days I decided to leave the police force. That's one of them. And I'm serious with that. Because we create criminals for sure. You know, to say we getting some, you know, they have roadblock on the stoplight. The real criminals, they know they're not going to drive down a road that they can't turn off from. So only regular citizens is going to really get caught like that. The real criminals who want to do something, how these fellas get from one side of the country to the next island, to the next side with AK-47s in their car and no police stop them. But they pulling over decent civilians. You know we believe in the police and we believe in policing. We'll fight for them 100%. But we need real policing. The problem we have in this country is that many of the criminals are politicians. I can say that based on what I know. I can leave that there. We need real change in this country. So I had to stray there. But I just want to give this mother a last word. I think we had some internet problems. I don't know if we lost her. They was trying to get back up, but I don't see on the screen, so I guess we lost her for a second there. And so, mamas, we need your support. The COI is here for Bahamians. We're not really a political party. We're not really into politics. We really an activist organization that's into fighting for Bahamians. That's what we do every day. Ms. Patrice Hanna-Carey, welcome to the arena. You are now an official gladiator. Many years ago, all of us heard the story of your daughter being killed because of political corruption again.
Bad decisions.
Minister decided for whatever reason to block up that road, and your daughter was killed after she dropped you off to the airport. Now you are a gladiator. Your daughter is not going to go in vain. And every time you fight, I could be right there with you. I can have your back. Every time. This is a call to you, Javanka. You are a beautiful, smart, decent Bahamian young woman. It's time to stand up. You see, I always tell Bahamians, you see, when the thing happened to Marco Archer, only people who felt it was interested. And it happened to someone else's child, and then someone else's child. Whose child is going to be next? It could have been Javanka now, even though we just dealt with Bella. When Bella happened, I said someone else's child could be next. But we could fight to make sure that don't happen, and that's why we dropped what we was doing to do that. Y'all don't know how sick Maria was, but she still came out. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to fight for what is ours.
Lincoln.
Yeah, go ahead.
My something I would like to really make note to and want the Bahamian people to be certain as we go through these 4+ years of this new governing party, especially. I want us to be able to look microscopically at a lot of the issues. Where they said what's the root, what's the basis, and where this group of people and the petition really is to the nation to get on board. When you see activism like this happening, you say, okay, well, it's political, it's tied into something, but what does the average individual like Javon could do? What does she do when she is then following everything completely according to the rule book, according to the law? She takes all her documents, does all the procedures, pulls all the long lines, makes all the appropriate calls. And let us remember the situation. It was dire. It was most pressing. Urgent is a word that is behind that state that that child was in. I was there. My name don't have to be called. Like Lincoln said, we dealt with that situation earlier that day. And when that was completed, I took the family. Lincoln and Maria left, and we never spoke about it. We just were so grateful.
We weren't going to talk about that on social media. Thank you. We deal with stuff every day, and we don't talk about it on social media.
And what does an individual like her do when the system is then fighting against her? And also corruption and criminal activity is fighting against her. So where does that leave the average citizen, the law-abiding citizen? We don't want to fall short or anything. We do not want to become a criminal. But then again, let's go by the law books. Let's go by the rule of law. What results are we getting? What other choice? I am so grateful that individuals like Ms. Jackson, like Mr. Bain were in place. And of course, Maria called me instantly and I was there, but I'm grateful to these individuals because they took the lead. And I was there when that child ran out of that house, Lincoln. I was there. She ran out in socks. The girl didn't look, she was so happy to see us and she ran to her mom, which is her auntie. And she hugged her, and it was so much tears. There was so much tears. There was so much tears.
She never coming
And the
back
fight,
now, so no more.
but no, that she's not saying that now though. She's not saying she doesn't want to come Nassau now. What is she saying now?
Now she don't even want to come on the plane no more when we reach. She say she don't want to go back Nassau. She don't want to see that woman. You don't know the things, all kind of things.
Javonka, I want to say something to you. That was a very serious, not only but based on the offense of it, but the trauma of what Keltonique went through. And to be taken like that. 14, keep this in mind. This may never leave this child. We have instances in this nation where when individuals were younger, they encountered certain things, certain issues, traumatizing them. And to this day, they now perform differently. They behave differently. And no one can tell them other than that because this situation led to another. And so when a situation, thank God for, term it COI, term it whatever you want to term it. Let's call it hard-working Bahamians. Not only working to make a living, but working to make a difference and a change, a betterment in this nation for both yourself and someone you most definitely will love. I am so grateful that we were able to go through that paperwork. Social services know about it. Were they processing? This girl is being moved from location to location. Hidden. We talking about hidden. Researching the streets, asking the guys on the streets, the ladies as they pass. And I want us to be a society that we certainly can mind our business. But stop minding your business so much that there's a kidnapped person right next door to you. How? And this mother received no help. And if you guys really listen carefully to her story, she said when she came in for that funeral, that's when she connected with the mom. She saw her. And I listened to the story, which she didn't say now. The auntie that she was taken from also was a part of this conversation. And they said that Javonka brought the mother to the house and they fed her and they gave her clothing and other items because they could see the need. And we're talking about an individual that practically lives on the streets.
Wow.
We're talking about an individual.
Your internet got interrupted just now. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to ask you all to stand with us. If you really support this movement, join us. We're allowing people to become members. People are paying $5 dues so we can keep this going. We out here fighting for people. Maria don't ask no one for $1 when she's fighting for them. I have never done that in 20 years. Ask anyone for $1. Javonka, we ain't ask you for nothing, eh?
No, sir. Nothing.
All right? We ain't ask you your political affiliation. We ain't even ask you if you vote. Because this wasn't about that for us. This is about helping a Bahamian mother and helping a child. That's what this is about. And that's what we're doing, and that's what we believe in, and that's what we're going to continue to do. And so, ladies and gentlemen, continue to support this. Become members of what we're doing. You're becoming a member of an activist movement. Who's going to fight for Bahamians? Who's going to put Bahamians first? Who's going to make sure we get what is ours? I don't want them to think for 1 second that we're not going to focus on us getting our crown land.
And
Brave David is coming on tonight to talk. He said he's coming to talk for COVID. I don't have nothing but no COVID. What I hear about is how we can make benefit from our natural resources, because they ain't talking about that. Now, I don't want to have those conversations now with Javonka on here, but Javonka, I just want to thank you for joining us. I'm going to let them sign you off now.
Yes,
I want you to stay
Thank
strong. Remember, we are only a click of a button away. And
Yes,
we will be there on the first thing smoking if anyone messes with you.
Yes, sir.
All right? But
Yes,
stay strong. Continue to be the great mother that you are. Continue to protect your daughters. Protect them. Okay? While us men
Yes,
are
sir.
failing, the women are standing up. and doing what they're supposed to do. You are a hero. You are her
Thank you,
mother and her father.
Yes.
That is what you are. God bless you, and I'm here for you anytime if you need me. All
Thank
right?
you so much. Thank you, Miss Maria.
And so
Thank you.
give Courtney hugs and kisses for us, and we'll see you
Yeah.
soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. See you later. Ladies and gentlemen, we just wanted to get off here before we start, talking about, other stuff. We're about to end right now. But we just wanted everyone to know that they can go to coalitionofindependence.com, is right on your screen, to become a member of what we're doing. We need strong Bahamians who are going to stand up, not Bahamians who are going to sit back like members of the opposition did when they were in government, and now they're coming and talking about the same things. You have the opposition coming out now and talking about, oh, Bahamians are being laid off. You're laid off, Bahamians. This back and forth cycle, if you're only tired of it, listen, I tired of it. Maria, at some point, if these Bahamians don't get it together, they just need to jump on the plane. I go live in any country. My children straight. They ain't even in this country. They straight.
Lincoln, my children want to stay here. They won't go.
So you gotta fight.
You have to fight. And they tell me they ain't good.
Wow.
I have to fight, David.
So there's two ways for you to sign up. You can go to our website, it's right on the screen, or you can come to our COI headquarters in Pinewood. Either one of those things. We're there every single day, all day, every day, even into the evening. We're there every single day. Yes, I'm in Pinewood every day. I've never left. Every day we have been here, except Christmas and New Year's Day. Every other day we were here. Even on the Boxing Day holiday, that holiday we was here. All right? We're here because we got to stand up and fight. They're going to attack Maria. They're going to attack me. That's how this is supposed to go. All right? You'll have to understand that. Let us stand up as Bahamians. We are suffering from an invasion. Foreigners from the north are coming here, and this government is giving them everything. You're seeing everything in the news. Deals are being made. Everything I say, y'all will eventually see. Deals are being made right now. Your children are not going to be able to afford property in this country in short order. In the next decade, your children growing up, they're wasting their time being here. They're going to be the servants.
What?
They're not going to be able to, they're going to barely be able to pay for an apartment. People are going to have to be grouping together and living together to live, to eat. The price of food. Because they mash down the farmers so that they don't grow food here. Because they're making 2 billion, well, they're importing 2 billion worth of food. That ain't what they're making. They're making way more than that. Because that's just the raw value that they tell customs they paid for it. So they, from that 2 billion, they probably making probably 10, $15 billion.
Lincoln, look like we need to go fight for the farmers now.
I've been fighting for the farmers.
No, we need to bring this to the Bahamian people attention. Lincoln, we can't let all this lie that we have go to waste. And I always remember what God said to Moses, what you have in your hand.
Exactly.
So Bahamians, what we have could wait for us. We need now, Lincoln, to put down and fight for the Bahamian people. Farmers, come in. Hey, come in. See, because we, too much of this processed food, Lincoln, is killing out the Bahamian. You get too much diabetic, too much cancer.
For export only food.
Tiger. No, Lincoln.
Yeah.
Next fight, farmers, get ready. We come in.
Foreigners from the east are coming into this country.
Thank you.
And the government is negotiating with them right now. Because remember, we got that $2 billion to pay. How to get paid? Some deals happening right now in secret that you all don't know about. Foreigners from the south are coming here and invading us, taking our jobs. They are taking our land, living in squalor, and being allowed to be here, and then become Bahamians so that they could vote for the politicians to keep them in. Haitians, and I told you this before, Alex, but they didn't take me seriously. The word on the ground in Haiti was that there's a Haitian prime minister in the Bahamas now. And that misunderstanding came because of the words of the now prime minister, that I am one of them. I have nothing against Haitian people. I love them. But at some point, we got to have a real Bahamian prime minister who's going to put Bahamians first. That's all I'm saying. And then we can look out for other people. But like the airplane is tell you, put on your mask first, then help the person next to you. Help you so that you could help others. God bless us so that we could be a blessing to others. You can't bless, and think about that, Bahamas. We need a government that is going to put us first. And that's it. We need a real born-bred Bahamian. I keep telling you all, I am a Bahamian. I am a Auckland's Crooked Island Dean. I am a Poitier from Cat Island. All right, I'm a Roll from Exuma. And I can tell you all the other names I got, Hasty and all these other names. It's tied up in me. I'm a Bahamian, raw born. And I ain't bragging, but being related to no one else. And no Poitier is not Haitian. That's French in origin, but not Haitian. I never meet no Poitier in Haiti. I've been looking. Ladies and gentlemen, we need a new Bahamas. What y'all gonna do? We're gonna be at the office every day this week. Please come and assist us. Please sign up, become members. We're starting to have our elections in our different branches. The persons can sign up, and we're structuring our party. We're organizing it properly. Then we're gonna have our convention, and we're coming to be a force to reckon with. We need change. Our elections are actually starting this week, actually. Oh my God, right upon us. All right, our branch elections are this. They're starting this week. All right, so people are gonna be the chairman of the branches and all the different positions. And so we're not playing with this. So while y'all was sleeping over the holiday, we's working. We are organizing this and structuring this because you want this to happen. You tired of the back and forth? Been tired? When Brent Simonet endorsed you, you notice Brent Simonet never endorsed no one. He never endorsed Ingram, never endorsed Minutes, never endorsed no one before them. That means that you come in to be his puppet. We ain't interested in no more puppets. All right? Brent ain't running no more, so he puts you there. Been tired? Thanks, but no thanks. We love the way you speak. So don't give up your leadership position because we want to hear you talk. We like to hear you talk. Say some poems while you're there. But you are at Ministry of Agriculture. You did not fight for agriculture.
Yes.
You did not fight for the farmers or the the fishermen. You did nothing. That is what you did. Nothing happened under your reign there. We're not interested. We want a truly new Bahamas with new people who are going to fight for Bahamians. Okay? Someone said, can we pay the fees online? We're working on that right now. We'll let you know as soon as we have that up and running, but we're working on that now. But for now, you can just come to the branch. In order to participate in the branch elections, you must be a member, right? They sent me a note to make sure you understand that. You must be a paid up member, all right? So you must be a paid up member, all right? So as a paid up member, you'll be informed of what's happening because if you're in paid up, you can't vote, all right? And you know, we do everything open. And so it's only $5 a month, that's it, all right? So we're interested in change, all right? Philip Brave Davis, we like some of the things you did to remove the restrictions Minutes had on us, but we haven't seen the Bahamas actually move forward there, all right? We like that you reduced some of those restrictions. It's nice. Thank you for that. You did a couple of good stuff. We appreciate that. But what's going on with our natural resources? Maria, have you heard from, what the man name? Vaughn Miller.
Nope.
Vaughn Miller left the country. That's why we couldn't find him. Vaughn Miller, you in the States.
Yeah.
Vaughn Miller was in the States with his family.
So he's no longer what?
He's still there. He's still the minister responsible for environment and national security. But he went away.
I mean, natural resources.
Yeah, sorry, natural resources and national security. Sorry about that. Vaughn Miller, You was fighting for this, not all this mouth in opposition. Now you quiet with the natural resources. You show all the billions. One company was making in Grandmama. Where you going, Warren Miller? You think we can ease up of you? You think that anything you all say or do against me or Maria is going to silence us? Listen, y'all could put me deep in the jail. I will be in jail organizing against y'all.
Right.
Y'all can put me in solitary confinement. I'll be in jail teaching the first with the natural resources. So every time they come out, they wage war on y'all. We ain't playing on this. We need a new Bahamas with people who are going to fight for us. All right? And so we got like 3 minutes left. But ladies and gentlemen, we just need your support. Sign up. This is a real movement. It's even about politics. It's just a movement. It's a movement. We went into politics to give you all an option. All right? And many didn't vote. We understand. Many didn't get to register because of the snap election. We understand. But ladies and gentlemen, this is a movement. So come out, join, become a member. No one will ever know who is a member. No one will be able to know that you're a member. Just like you don't know who's members of the PLP and FM unless they tell you. No one will ever be able to see our files. Everything we do is encrypted. And so they'll never be able to know that you're a member. Please come and join. Please. And so we need your support to keep this going. Most political organizations after election, they disappear. We've not gone anywhere. After election, when we got the invasion by the Haitians, when it started, it's not stopped. When we got the invasion, we was on the first thing smoking. We was in Anago. When they heard we was going there because they announced it, all of a sudden they say, okay, we can do something with it. But before that, they was making excuses and dilly-dallying. And then remember at first they say, oh, Haiti ain't letting us land in the airport. And when they heard Lincoln was coming, oh, okay, we can fix it. And I was there to make sure those boats left. Those people left on the plane. All right. So the persons of the family islands, y'all will be able to make your payments in short order. We'll let you know exactly when, but short order. We're working on that right now. We're working on that right now. All right. What does this person say?
Let it bring his quiet then church mouse back home and free about the resources.
All right.
Boy.
So we're gonna have a bill to present. You know, you give Brave them a chance to see what they're doing. Right. I haven't seen anything they're doing yet. The breadbasket items is disappointing to me. That's an epic fail. All right, for me. They brought down the 2%. All right, but the breadbasket items went up, so your grocery bill is now more. Eyewitness News proved that by buying some stuff before it changed and right after it changed, and it went up. All right, so the stuff you normally eat, you could pay more. But they say you could have discounts on other stuff, but you don't use those other stuff every day. You're not gonna buy a car every day. You're not gonna buy a property every day. You know, you're not gonna buy clothes every day, but you gotta eat every single day.
I think it was something like that. It looked like it was only for the rich.
It seems like every time these governments come in, the first thing they do is do stuff that benefits the rich.
Let's look at the average pay. You can't buy no car.
No.
You can't buy no property now. Watch this, Lincoln.
The rich benefit from the discount on property.
Yes.
The regular payments can't afford to buy property right now. They can't even qualify for the loan.
Thank you very much. Cars, what else? Everything. Bringing in these big time TV and these equipment to rich.
Medicine.
Thank you.
You're gonna increase. Put VAT on medicine.
That kind of medicine for real?
Yes.
But you know,
and I heard the fellow, what's his name? The fellow's in charge of finance now, right? Who took Marlon Johnson's job back, right? He said, oh, but most medicine is bought by government. Who cares? Government buys 70% of medicine. We buy 30%. All right? That 30% is a lot. That's a lot.
By the way, you hear this person say 10% on school fees. That means only the rich people.
And insurance.
Yes. Again. And it's a red flag.
Brave. That's an epic fail. I don't know what that is, but that's a fail.
But in England, they don't have no back and no medication, man.
No, they don't.
No, I didn't study all of this that well. But what you're saying to me is true. That's the rich
Yeah.
people benefit.
All right. So, Bahamas, we want to thank you for spending your evening with us. Of course, you all get to go enjoy your Sunday. We have to get to work. We got more meetings, putting together our structure, our constitution, and all this kind of stuff. So we're constantly at work fighting for the Bahamian people. When we get calls, we come. You know, we don't go where we're not called. Anywhere you see me in Maria, someone call us. And I hear someone call us ambulance chasers. Interested in know. Listen, we got plenty things to do. All right? We got plenty things we could be doing. If someone call us then general genuine need and they need help, we will come. But if we see something going on and someone on social media and so whatever, I ain't got time to be running up and down. That's a police job. That's a government job. Call the MP. But if someone reach out to us and they want help, something's going on, we'll be. All right? And that's what we've been doing. Every single day of our lives, that's what we
You know, something like that name, police chaser. Whatever you give me that name. Anytime you representing the poor people, that's a problem. They don't want the poor to get no representation in this country. They only want the rich to get everything, you know. But as soon as we come out and represent the poor people, watch how bad these people are.
do.
See?
All right, so we had a lot of stuff that people want us to cover today, but we thought that this one was important. It covers the gambit of the gambit of what we're talking about. Yeah, there was also a dead body that washed up in Rumkey that we were supposed to deal with, pictures and stuff like that. In Rumkey, no authorities came; they didn't show up. The people there buried it. They don't have no morgue; they just buried the body there. And so all this we're investigating. We got a lot of stuff to deal with. People from our key callers, waiters, who said that their gratuity is being taken 50%, and no one is fighting for them. Hotel workers called us. Hotel workers are home sick now because they put the vaccinated people in the hotel without being tested, and now they're making other people sick. Farmers, have we lost our common sense? Is stupidity now our culture, especially of those who are supposed to be educated? A manager said to me that they are being pressured to at Atlantis. They're being pressured to get vaccinated or lose their job. That's the kind of pressure that seems to be happening. And he said, I'm going to make it easy for them, because he said, I'm not taking no vaccine. He had a meeting with them and he said to them, listen, make this make sense to me. He said, if can a vaccinated person catch a disease? They said, yes. Can an unvaccinated person catch the disease? Yes. What's the difference? Say, okay. Can the vaccinated person spread the disease? Yes. Can the unvaccinated person spread the disease? Yes. What's the difference? Is one more likely to spread it than another? No. Then why am I forced to take the vaccine? But then the problem comes in when you're testing the unvaccinated and not the vaccinated. So you're vaccinated, but you can still catch the disease, still spread the disease, but you're not getting tested, and you can come amongst people, hang with these people from all over the world, bring the disease here, and spread it to your co-workers because they're getting tested. They say, we know they say, but we don't know if you say. And they've been complaining that vaccinated people have been coming with cough, sniffling, etc., but they don't want to stay home. They won't work. But no one tests in them. Maria, this is the problem. Is common sense still common in this nation?
Excuse me, Dr. Dwayne Sands. He's vaccinated.
His whole family.
Got tested, positive. They say Joe Biden vaccinated, got tested positive. So
Brave Davis family. They had, while they're telling you to avoid public this and that and avoid like that, he had an event with his family and all them catch it. All right? All of them.
Except
I don't believe that. I believe he got it too. Because I have a family member who was in contact with Brave right before he had traveled, and when he tested positive. All right, and only contact only because other than that he was in the house. They had contact with Brave, and all of a sudden he get it. Only Brave, not his family. Brave, and all of a sudden he get it. So of course, I guess they don't want that stigma of saying that Brave vaccinated. Yeah, but I don't. These people. But in any event, Bahamas, we are here to fight for New Bahamas. We're not going anywhere. We believe in a new country, and we're going to stand up and fight. And so we won't be well dressed and in shiny coat suits all the time, like them fellas who ain't doing nothing for no one, who y'all can't call and get them to come to you. No, we ain't gonna be dressed in shiny coat suits all the time. Our hair isn't gonna be properly groomed all the time. So I had to go get, fixed up. Yeah, because
They talking.
yeah, I had to go get fixed up yesterday. I found some time yesterday. We're not gonna always be there, but guess what? We're not gonna always be there to the barber. We're not gonna always be there sharp, etc. But we could be there for you.
Yeah.
So you make your choice. The fella in the shiny coat suit up all the time in the world because he ain't checking for you, or us. You make your choice. And so if Maria's dress is a problem for you, go call them Saturday. Go call them. Tell them come in the shiny coat suit and do what we just do. All right? I think, Maria, I see you when you dress up. I think you slay. You're a beautiful woman. You're a very beautiful woman. And you're classy. And people think Maria has a big mouth. It is annoying me how quiet this woman is when the camera's off. Like, Maria, I can't hear you. You say, talk up, woman. Talk up.
Only when I deal with politicians and corruption.
When she is fighting, standing up for the people, then you hear her mouth. Right? Outside of that, you be like, Maria here? And that is the truth. So thank all of you. Please come and sign up and do your duty. We want to fight. But we could only do this if you all decide that we should do this. If you all back us up, we're going to go there and fight, But if you all leave us on our own, and gotta go, we got our own stuff to do. She got her children to raise, her daughter's got to go to college, and my children got to go to college, and, I got things to do.
And I get clients.
Yeah.
Who are always complaining that Miss Jackson.
I see y'all fighting for these people.
What happened to my case?
Yeah.
I don't pay you, Miss Jackson.
Yeah.
Why are you out there fighting? What's going on with my case?
Yeah. And so I can tell you what's going to happen with the COI in office, and that is Bahamians are going to be put first.
That's right.
They're going to be put first. Opportunities are going to come for Bahamians. There'll be a world full of Sidney Poitiers, and like the letter that I wrote on my Facebook page, Bahamians are talented.
Yes.
We are gifted.
That's right.
And instead of the world coming here to see beaches, it's time for them to see the power and the greatness of our people. That's what they're going to see. All we missing is opportunity.
Yes.
The Chinese come, and their community make sure they have opportunities. The Haitians come on the boat, their community make sure that they straight. They got something. They got their clothes waiting on them. They could come in, and they just come and do what they have to do. Everyone has their community. Only Bahamians ain't looking out for Bahamians. Our politicians don't look out for us. And we are like a bunch of blood-sucking leeches trying to get some contract or some appointment. So we keep our mouth shut while we're suffering. And then guess what? Next election, we're suffering again. Now 5 years of that $2,000 contract or $5,000 a month contract, that's nothing. You will be broke. Why we don't fight for all Bahamians for once? That's what we're here for.
Everybody eat piece of the pie.
Everybody.
Now, show resources.
But notice what they're doing, Maria. They quiet. So they want to shut us down and shut us up over the next 4 years. I hope they can continue with their foolishness. I hope we're going to go silent.
We need to see those contracts, those natural resources contracts.
Now.
We are going to demand this government show us what all those other governments are saying. I am calling on the PLP. Don't sign no more contracts with these persons with these natural resources until we review who set up a sign years ago. Bring it to the Bahamian people.
And so our phone goes off the hook. And so we have a head office number. It's on the screen now. If you can't get us for whatever reason, just text or call that number. If you call and you don't get it, just send a WhatsApp text. and we'll get back to you. Make sure we get back to you because it's too much. People are saying we can't get you. It's like you don't know how much people call it. So we love you, Bahamas. We're gonna continue to fight, but we need your help. You gotta join in this fight. Don't sit back and say, yeah, you all go get them. No, you gotta join this fight. Become a member and make sure that this movement is able to continue. If you don't think the movement is worth it, then you show us by not joining, not supporting, not putting your money where your mouth is, and then we know what time it is, and then we go mind our own business. You know. But I think this is important enough for us to continue. Thank you, Bahamas. Been over 2 hours today, and you stayed with us the whole time. God bless you. Remember, change is not coming. Change is here. See you next time.